Wow. Event 4 in the books. IE4 in the books. What was the name of that workout? What was Dave's name for the workout?
Midline climb.
Midline climb. Wow. As you guys can see, check out this sick tat I got. It was only $78 here in the east side, Fort Worth. Not, one of the lesser developed areas. Cheap tattoos. Pretty sick. Worth the money, you think? 100%. Cool. All right. So a couple things we noticed from the workout. You guys noticed they changed the rope climbs from 5 reps to 3. We didn't talk about that on the other show because it hadn't been official yet.
Hadn't been made official. No, we were thinking that maybe because they were using the shorter rigs that they were going to start seated. They did not do that. I think the cap was 20 minutes. No one got capped. The fastest times on the male side was just over 14. Fastest times on the female side was about, a minute faster than that?
Yep.
So I will say making the rope climbs 3 seemed to balance the entirety of the workout. Now, because they didn't do ring muscle ups last night, it makes you wonder, are things going to be changed on Saturday and Sunday?
We've heard that things are going to be changed.
Are they going to try to get muscle ups into one of those workouts? And because of that, are the muscle ups going to be the linchpin? Were the rope climbs obviously the thing that decided the workout when there were 25 of them? So they decided, hey, let's make this one maybe a little bit more about all the movements because they all looked like they mattered a little bit more with 3. And it also speeded the workout up considerably.
It just doesn't make too much sense to me because if they had kept the first or if they had kept the second and third workout, it still would have been 45 ring muscle ups and 25 rope climbs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remove those 45 ring muscle ups and say, hey, instead we're going to put them somewhere else, that's fine. But I still don't see that as
like you still originally had 25 and 45.
Right.
So removing rope climbs. Yeah.
Not sure why.
Do you think it was just to make sure that everyone
finished?
Because they knew that some of the athletes were going to do different things to try to acknowledge the situation, like waiting for a minute before they started the workout and stuff like that. Do you think maybe that's why they adjusted the workout itself? It'd be interesting to know. I mean, I don't know that.
I have no idea.
But yeah, it was a drastic change. I mean, going from 15 to 25 is huge. So they did 3 rope climbs to 20 feet, and then they did the other 12 to 13 and a half, 14 feet.
This is crazy. Elise Bone. Going to say it again, the GoFundMe is over $340,000.
Oh wow,
that is freaking amazing. Will you find that? Holy shit! Will you put that link in the chat? Thanks, Bryson. Wow, that's incredible. I'm super surprised. Maybe I don't want to use the word shocked, but I'm a little bit taken aback, surprised. Jeff withdrawing. We heard that Laura had withdrew last night. This is the last I'm going to say about it. And really, I'm not here sharing my opinion. I'm just, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that the 2 reigning champs aren't competing at the CrossFit Games. Obviously not as crazy as the tragedy that happened yesterday, but it's just a surreal weekend all around. It's crazy. Through the first bit of that 4th event in the arena, it was like sad. It was solemn. The music was like on 25% volume. And we actually, you said something in the, when we were watching, you were like, man, it is just dragging in here. And
Yep.
we needed somebody to try and fire things up and pick things up. Right, understandably so, but it was like down. And me and Bryson went over to Vendor Village, and he was like, yeah, this guy told me, this couple told us that like they just had to get out of there because it was so like solemn.
Well, I will say in Heat 3, Dallin, Pepper, Jason Hopper, and Justin Medeiros really woke everybody up.
Crazy race.
Like, it was awesome. And it happened like everybody's in there to watch the athletes, obviously. And I think that it happening that way was maybe the only way it could happen. Yeah. Where like you just get sucked in and you escape for 12 to 15 minutes and you just watch a great race. And that seemed like what happened. And then from that point, the energy did feel different. Yeah. And for that final heat of men, like there was another good back and forth, but also too, you could just tell like the MCs, the music, the crowd, they seem to be more like able to enjoy it.
Right.
That's what it appeared like to me.
Check that out. Bill and
donation.
Katie and the entire Rogue family, $20,000. That gives me chills. They are freaking amazing people. Lot of amazing people. The Fit Aid family, 15K, an amazing community. 6,200 people donating. You guys are fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was so crazy. Seeing them go out there and remember when the camera panned over to Luca on the sidelines?
Yeah, I think up in the corner it said this morning. So yeah, I think that was from the memorial. Yeah, it was I would say probably what you would expect for the atmosphere to be like in there. There were a lot of people, which was awesome to see. And I mean, athletes going out on the floor. I mean, you could tell everybody went out there with a heavy heart for sure.
Right.
We do have some more details about the next workout, which is 3 rounds for time, 15 and 11 calories.
Well, let's
on the
go over the
Echo Bike.
leaderboard real quick.
Okay.
We're gonna wait till we drop that. Let's go over the leaderboard. So, event 4, individual event 4. My pick to take the dub was Yellow Hoste, and man, he exploded on the deadlifts. I mean, he was pulling it up to mid thigh and then shooting the hips through. You know what I mean? Where you lean back to straighten the hips out and then extend the knees. Oh man, he was just obliterated. But like you said, I think one of the best races, without a doubt, one of the best race of the event was Justin Dallin and Jason Hopper taking a second place in that workout. And the crazy thing, Pat obliterating the field from heat 1. From heat 1, no one to race against. He beat the next fastest guy in his heat by over almost a minute or more.
Yeah. He went out in heat 1, basically just racing the clock, and said, "Hey guys, here it is for 3 more heats. You guys can all try to come take it down," and no one could. And Jason was second, a few seconds behind, but had the luxury of a really good push the entire workout.
Yep.
Never, I mean, sometimes you get a push, but it's like you're always looking to the left or right because you know you're a few reps. But like him and Dallin and Justin went back and forth all the way until like the last 10 to 20 calories of the ski erg, and Jason kind of pulled away by a couple cals, and that's really all he needed. Dallin still put the heat on him though on the last set of 10 deadlifts. Like they were in the last square at the same time. No, that was awesome. And I mean, all the going into that workout and knowing that Jason's been known for high volume GHDs not being a strength, high volume rope climbs not being a strength.
Okay, relax. 100's not high volume. Okay, okay, come on.
2 sets of 50
2
back
sets
to
of 50
back
is dense.
Is dense. And it's a lot.
In the context of the workout, you're right.
Sure.
You're right.
And it would be like, I think if you did 3 rounds of like 30s on that workout, it's a little bit different.
A lot easier.
So yeah, big progress there. Going in, I thought Yellow was going to do really, really well. He ends up taking a 9th.
That's not bad.
I mean,
He's in first place overall.
I never would have known that the GHDs would have slowed him down that much.
Right.
So.
He's a long guy. I thought that he would struggle a little bit with the GHD and the deadlift, but I was thinking 25 rope climbs. 25 versus 15 is a huge difference. So I just want to pull this comment up. I want to, we're trying to, I think in general, we haven't discussed this, but I want to be open about it now. I've heard some sentiment from people like, oh my God, just like stop talking about it like it didn't happen, but stop talking about it like, hey, okay, your opinion's played out. It's not about us. Our opinions played out, but I do want to share what I believe was meant by Luca. Someone put in the comments, love the sport that didn't love him back, meaning the sport didn't love him back because he died. Luca put that in his Instagram story post. The top line said he loved the sport. He loved the sport the most that didn't love him back. And to me, how I'll give my perspective. I was at the ranch. I got hurt doing something that was so unnecessary, and it was just irresponsibly set up, and there was clearly just no regard for, okay, is this a safe situation? Is this a smart situation? And I held a lot of resentment against that. And I think I would imagine in Luca's mind, he feels like when he's saying the sport didn't love him back, it's like there is a general sentiment in the athlete side of the community that they are not prioritized safety-wise. Yeah, I mean, that's just a fact. Not every athlete, but I would venture to say 85+% of the athletes in the individual field have a very similar sentiment where you say, hey, do they prioritize your safety and well-being? And the general answer is they don't feel that way. So I think that's what Luca meant. But that's why professional sports have players unions, and that's what the PFAA is trying to do. I don't know much about that organization, but I do know that, like you have the NFL Players Union or Association, because you have to have a group of people looking out for the athletes, because the sports, the NFL, NCAA, NBA, they're going to look out for making money and their best interests. Anyways, that's my take. I could be wrong as well. Anyways, this is another big story. Scroll down, Bryson. Back to the men's field. Keep scrolling. Well, where did
I was going to say, let's stop in the middle.
Where did Ricky place?
Ricky's still like in the top 10. It wasn't a great finish, but he's ninth.
Ninth overall.
Yeah. So it was an 18th. I would not have expected that.
Oh.
Yeah. I think Ricky is a guy a lot like Roman. The longer we get into the weekend, the better it is for them, because they're really resilient, because they're really tough. We're gonna basically be doing nothing but grunt work the rest of the day.
Yeah,
we got burpees and echo bike, and then we got carry with running.
How about Kalen Sues at the Brazilian with a 5th place finish? The guy's clearly fit.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Clearly got some fitness.
Yeah.
Let's scroll down.
Quant looked really, really good on that.
Where's Pat Velnrad? He's sitting in 15th. Wow, he needed that.
So
huge
jump. And I mean, these next ones are going to be good for guys like Quant and Pat specifically, both really good on the echo bike. It's going to be really interesting, though, to see the margins on this next workout. This is one of those seconds matter. Like 3-4 seconds is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 spots.
Let's scroll. Keep scrolling.
Anyone who's in trouble is kind of who we're looking at. So we're looking for athletes that.
Yeah, this is the big look at Austin Hatfield, 31st. 32nd, Guy Mayeros, 34th, 30th. That is not looking good and is not indicative of making it past the cuts. Yeah. Very not. Oh, man, they are in trouble. And these are two athletes, mind you, that you're expecting to have some home runs, expecting to, or at least, if you listen to John Young in terms of Austin Hatfield, but Guy, nonetheless, massive home run hitter in some events. So just to see that, 30th or worse, those are not good finishes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say this, and I know I've been kind of staying away when we've been talking about stuff like this, but it is just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
And I was talking to John Young earlier today, and I said, listen, when we talk about these performances from now on, I'm gonna talk about what I'm seeing out there. I can't know anyone's mental state, but I don't know anyone's mental state when something like this hasn't happened. I don't know what people have been through at home. I don't know what they've been through with their kids or with their jobs or with whatever. But I will look at the leaderboard and say, I see Rosema, I see Cornway, I see Hatfield, I see Mayeros, all 32nd to 37th. Oof. Lazar was with Mayhem for a long time. I'm sure all those guys have personal relationships, and I think maybe for some of them, it was just really, really, really difficult getting out there today.
Luke's in 22nd, which is where I would expect him to be.
So,
but Roman,
where's Roman? I see that, and I think, and then there's going to be exceptions for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that.
But I don't want to not acknowledge it at all. Seeing all of them in a cluster down there at the bottom,
I think it's worth. I think it's worth saying.
So,
well, Yella just doesn't fucking, dude. He's a savage.
Yeah.
All right, women's field.
Did Sprague post interview? We must have just had to leave to come back here before. I wonder what he said.
Yeah. Let's see if we can. I wonder if you could pull that up, find it, Bryson. But go to the women's leaderboard, and then go over there and while we talk about this. Mm-hmm. Okay, and Tia, if we had the other two events yesterday, would have been 4 for 4 on first place finishes so far. 100%.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
you can't tell me she wasn't beating everyone in Amanda 45.
Yeah, she was.
What's second place? Okay, she beat second place by 30 seconds. Also, was Maddie Sturt in Heat 1 or Heat 2?
Heat 2, I think, and you could see.
She was in Heat 3 because she was 13th.
You could see Tia when she got to the deadlifts, keeping a really close eye on the clock.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's smart, right? That's playing the game.
It helps to be in the final heat. Helps to be in the final heat. Wow. Emily Rolfe, Emma Tall, Haley Adams, Bethany Flores in 5th place.
Yeah, impressive.
A lot of deadlifts for she's had back issues.
Right. Yeah, I think
I'm surprised by that.
I think the clean will be really telling if we look at her for someone who's possibly a podium threat as the weekend goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, Gabby looked really, really good. Haley looked really good on that workout. It was interesting though, even with the 15 rope climbs versus 25, it appeared like the rope climbs were so much more of the deciding factor for the women than for the men.
This is a comment I want to bring up. Sergio, you know this guy. Both champs with Drew. Whoever wins this year, are they really the champ? Yeah, they're fucking 100% the champ.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be asking this question. They're going to be talking asterisks and stuff like that.
Stupid question.
But
I hate that.
Yeah, it's we have to kind of look at it from the standpoint of like what we see happen on the floor is what we see happen on the floor. Whoever's out there is out there. If you're not out there, you're not out there.
Yeah, you chose to not be there.
So,
Jeff and Laura chose to not be there. And so, yeah, they're not the fittest on earth.
Sprague did get interviewed.
Right. Can you find it?
I have it, but can't play it.
Why not?
Won't that get?
Yeah, you want to pull up Pat's
Pat Lange
comment real quick? I mean, it's a good comment, and I think a lot of people debate on this. I'm in the camp that what you're seeing out there right now needs to be appreciated and marveled because it's not going to be around much longer. And being able to watch someone that much better than the other best in the entire world is really impressive to me. I know a lot of people are over it, just like they were over the Patriots or they were over Jordan or they were over people winning. But until they're gone, you usually don't appreciate it.
I think that it's awesome. I love watching Tia dominate. And just looking at the men's side, which is the only thing that's like kind of comparable, Matt Frazier retiring, I would much rather watch the games when Matt Frazier's there just destroying everybody. I think it's way more fun to watch.
I think it's more fun to watch when don't have that domination.
It was fun to watch when Noah challenged him so hard in 2019 because of the scoring difference.
Right.
I thought that was frustrating because he shouldn't have challenged him.
I know, but it made it exciting. You could tell, you could see the frustration. It was dramatic.
Yeah.
Like that's
and the sandbag falling out.
Yeah, the drama is good comment, Pat. Okay, pull it up. Fuck it. If we get dinged, we get dinged, dude. Just play it 10 seconds at a time.
What are we pulling up? The interview?
James Sprague's interview. Turn the volume up.
We'll be splitting off the parts. Sonner started off.
All right, you got to pause it.
It's yellow hook.
Okay, go back. 10 seconds at a time.
So obviously we can see where you are physically. I'm just curious, where are you emotionally after the past 30 hours?
Pause it. I will wait for a second. So the question was, obviously we see where you are physically. Where are you emotionally after the events of yesterday in this event?
Emotionally, for me, it's a little different than other athletes. I knew that Lazar had faith in Christ. I knew that Lazar believed in our Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ, and the triune God. I know that Lazar's resting above us. He's watching us. He's proud of us. My favorite Bible verse right here. Proverbs 24:16. A righteous man falls 7 times, yet he rises again. Yep. I know that Lazar, as a believer, would want us to rise again as athletes.
What?
That's perfect.
Huh.
And sick.
That's why I showed up on the floor today, tomorrow, and Sunday to pursue my goal.
What was the verse specifically?
The righteous man, or Jared, do you know it word for word, or should I skip back?
Why don't we
you can skip back and listen to it. I know it's hard to listen to.
Hold on, let me I'll find the verse and we'll bring it up.
Showed up on the floor today.
Proverbs.
Lazar, as a believer, a righteous man falls.
I got it. For a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Yeah. So again, this is another really good instance where everyone is going to view it differently. Everyone's going to have different emotions about it. Everyone's going to have their way of moving through it and beyond it. Yeah. And this is his. Yeah, I did. We're reading the comments. I did see Luke mention something about that also from a religious standpoint, that, Lazar was a believer and that he believed he would want him to get out there on the floor. All right.
Back to the women.
Yeah, I probably need to go look at the leaderboard for the women a little more closely. So we still don't know 100% when they're going to do cuts. We know they're going to cut, though, before the end of the competition. So depending on when that is, we know that event 1 weighed really heavily. Looking at the athletes on the leaderboard, I would say right now that are anywhere from 25 and lower are kind of in that danger zone with this workout coming up that we know is going to be really, really tight as far as margins go. Like you get off the bike a calorie behind on the last round, you're probably going to finish 2 or 3 spots lower.
This is a good comment. Is Adler not participating for the rest of the weekend? We do know that this is the first time ever in CrossFit Games history that if you chose to not compete, you will be allowed to return to competition. So potentially Laura, Karin Freyova, Jeff Adler, still all, even Luca, have the opportunity to return to competition. Not saying that they will, but if they want to, that opportunity is there.
We've heard that they can.
Quality Antics. Taylor acts so different on this stream to the one with Sevon in it. Anyone agree? You all should agree. Sevon brings out the worst in me. And honestly, half the comments bring out the worst in me. So I've been making a serious effort to not read half the shit you guys are putting in here.
He's making a concerted effort, so we put it on the big screen right in front of us so that we have to read them.
I got to stop doing that. I'm too sensitive. Okay.
When is the next indie event today, Trish? Good question.
Any big names do poorly? Where was Brooke Wells finished? I saw that she did not have a good
She was like 16th. Yeah, I think she's still she's somewhere like in the top 20, 18th. Alexis Raptis in 17th right now. That's really surprising.
Yeah.
But
hey, how about Emma Lawson?
Lawson, yeah.
Where's she at?
She's, I want to say, right around where those girls are.
Farther down.
Like within 5.
Emma Lawson, 26th place.
Yeah.
How about Abby Domit?
Yeah. Danielle Brandon, 37th. I would not have expected her to finish low on that workout. There's nothing in that workout that would have made me think she would have gotten a 37th.
Wow. Just some of the finishes are just so surprising to me. Apparently she has a history of not being good at midline work, which is surprising.
Who is that?
Danielle. I also think that since the coaching shift that she's gotten progressively worse, in my opinion. All right.
I don't think it's surprising that midline work is historically bad for her.
Why?
Because she just looks thinner through the middle.
I think it's no, I didn't say it's not surprising for me. I think what's surprising is that she hasn't gotten better at it. And since she's changed,
that's fair for sure.
And since she's changed coaching, 100% has gotten progressively worse. 100%.
One of those things we have to think about too, because you mentioned this in the pre-show, which was a really, really good point. When people see like GHD and when people see ski and they see rope climb, they just think anterior midline.
Yeah, you don't think about the back
with the deadlifts,
GHD.
with the deadlifts and the GHD, there's a ton of posterior.
Yeah.
She's had back issues, a lot of them, to where she hasn't been able to lift really, really heavy. And maybe she said recently that she has been able to lift and get a lot stronger this year. So maybe the trade-off with that though was, hey, you can lift heavy, but all the volume midline stuff we have to take a step back from. So it's possible that's
hey,
kind of what
Bryson,
we saw.
you should move your chair like over so people want to see you.
Yeah, everybody says they want to see Bryson. We're not keeping him off the screen. He just has his laptop set up.
This. Danielle's coaching change was actually, you're gonna have to put the mic around the table, not. Yeah, you're gonna have to go that way and go underneath that HDMI cord. You're gonna have to take it off, bro. Yeah, come on, man. So she initially was being programmed for and coached by Matt, and then I think she moved to Coach L with Brute. And yeah, just my opinion, maybe since the switch from underdogs to Brute, I think she's just gotten progressively worse. She moved to Brute a month before the games and placed like what, 5th or 4th?
I can't remember those placings. We'll have to look
She
that
was
up.
4th at one point.
She was
2021
4th.
or
She was
2022?
4th coming off of underdogs and was with Torres for like a month. But for all intents and purposes, you've built that fitness that gets you 4th place, not in 1 month leading up to the games, but years of training up to that point. And I'm not going to give credit to Justin Kotler. She did that work, but she worked under Kotler and with that group of people. And then since she's been at Brute, she's been getting progressively worse. So you guys were asking about the coaching change. That's the coaching change. Event 5. What's it called?
Firestorm. And for those of you that don't know what rogue ballistic blocks are,
Google them. Pull them up.
Think about what they used in the Cinco's
No,
event.
he's gonna pull it up. You don't need to think at all. Don't make them think. Half of them can't think.
How dare you?
We know that from the comments.
Peace and love for all of our
KF and
listeners.
Jeff Bako can't think.
Yeah, so essentially they have 3 rounds for time of echo bike calories and bar facing burpees. I'm just going to call it bar facing burpee because the barricade is going to be one of these ballistic blocks, and the height of that is 12 inches, and that's how they are arranged right now on the floor.
Yeah,
They
that's
should
what
do
we've
some
heard.
ballistic block cleans.
Because
Shit.
because
Hey.
the teams are basically doing the same workout.
I did a competition and I made people I ran a competition. I made people carry those for like 800-meter runs. Bushy. These nuts.
Yeah, so
I'm
that's the barricade.
surprised that they are calling that a fucking barricade. What are you barricading behind a 12-inch high block?
You think GoRuck was like, hey, you need to put some military-esque terms into the event names?
No, it just stack it fucking. Use jerk blocks, build a wall. Dude, you're at the CrossFit games. You can fucking afford that. Stack them 3 deep and 6 high.
Yeah, I will say, like, when we heard barricade, I immediately thought like a burpee get over a log, over a wall, over something. Now, it's easy for us to say, hey, what's 12 inches? But like we all know 45 and 45, 21, 15, 9, 3 rounds of 15, 5 rounds and whatever. That 45 rep number should scare you because
it's going to hurt like fuck.
Is going to be 100% effort.
Which is cool.
And Dave always programs a workout like that.
Yep.
Like 21, 15, 9 echo bike snatch at 105.
Right.
That's that kind of workout.
And that workout was called Earn It. And it was the night before cuts. That 21, 15, 9 echo snatch.
Well, it wasn't called Earn It.
It was called echo snatch.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, dude, there was an event where.
Yeah, I've heard that Earn It before.
But, maybe that was the final event at Granite Games.
Yeah, like the 40 box jump over 20 D ball, that was called 100%. Right. There's always a workout like that where there's no thinking. You have to go, and now we can get into those small nuances of it. Like, hey, if you sprint the first round, on round 3, you're done. Yeah. But it's going to be that sub-maximal effort and try to hold on the entire time.
Well, if you think that these are basically bar-facing burpees, do you think it would be cooler or less cool? Because I think this would be cooler.
Hey,
if there was just line-facing burpees, but when they walk out, the line is like 4 feet wide.
So
or 5 feet wide.
Yeah, dude.
Like the line.
So that idea though of like a burpee broad jump, but doing it in a bar in a line-facing burpee manner, where you're like, you have to jump hard or you don't make it and you fail is cool. And I'm surprised no one's done that in a competition before.
6 inches twice. That's pretty big.
That's too big.
Also,
way too big.
Get a fucking job, dude. Get a job. Neurotic Taylor self. Is it legit?
I realized it was you.
Hey, did you see the picture of me?
Yeah,
They had to. You had to stalk my Facebook so deep to get that picture. Is it legit ballistic? If so, that's a bargain. I don't know. I wouldn't hide behind it while your buddy shoots a gun at it. That's for sure.
Yeah, these ballistic blocks are basically just crumb rubber. Ozempic will make you pee out
Taylor
your
pees
butt,
out of his butt already.
but you will look good. Hey, you'll also lose like mostly muscle mass if you take that shit. So if you're actually in here considering taking that, I'm not a doctor, but don't take it just to lose weight for shits and giggles. You're going to lose muscle mass. It's crazy.
Wow.
Shut up.
Look at this.
Hiller's post on Spiegel. I'm not sure I agree. The deadlifts.
Hey, Pat Lange.
Go take your level 1, buddy. Oh my God. God. Hey, calm down. That's my role.
Okay, you're postponing your role.
That's my job,
So
dude.
I gotta take
calm
over.
down, Pat. You're a fucking idiot. Okay. Her deadlifts looked horrible. Not only not hitting any of the points of performance, which is kind of irrelevant in competition.
It is irrelevant.
But dude, stop. Move like a pro. Stop it. Move like a fucking
It's
athlete.
irrelevant when you're talking about getting no rep or not getting no rep, but hitting the points of performance most of the time will lead to
a good rep.
Oh, yeah.
And more
reps.
efficient reps.
More,
and dude,
less energy expenditure, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Rich Froning hits his points of performance.
Yeah. All right, so the only difference for the females is 11 cal on the Echo bike. Let's talk fastest times, and then we'll talk who we think is going to do well. It's going to be a hard one to pick, but fastest times, what do you think?
Oh, the actual time of the workout. Let me just look at the reps real quick. It's 15 and 11. It's only 33 burpees over the block, dude.
No. Oh, for the women.
No.
Oh, 11 burpees. I'm sorry. So I said that wrong a few minutes ago. I said it was 15 and 15 for 45. So 11 is a lot different.
Why is this the first time I've ever seen the women's stuff first?
It's
new equity.
Yeah, they've been doing it on main site for at least 2 years now. Putting
not always,
not always, but I see it on Cap a lot too.
Well,
yeah, it's a Cap
I just want to say
Cap is
I don't
maybe
want
what
to see
I'm
the
thinking of.
patriarch.
it's a Hobart, James. It's a Hobart thing. If you fucking blame it on Hobart, just blame everything on Hobart.
We need to keep the patriarchy strong.
If you guys
So-
have an issue,
Needs to go back.
blame it on Hobart.
So 3 rounds of 15 and 11. So I mean that 11 is 20 seconds.
Yeah, the 11's 20 seconds. Let me think about the 15. I think at
So let's
best
say
in
it's just
first
sub
round.
3. Let's say sub 3, a minute a round.
Oh, dude, that would be. That's the best time, probably.
I would
3.
say that's going to be the fastest. Is going to be something sub 3. But
Gosh.
I would say though, if you're not sub,
No.
if you're not like, there's going to be
It's like sub 3, and then anyone over 307 is like
done.
done.
There's gonna be a huge log jam, and then if you're below that, you're gonna be in trouble. Again, I mean, there's going to be people that do this, and I think it's really interesting to track splits even on something like this. And you're like, hey, those people that let up at the end like I do when I train, because it doesn't matter. And I hit 14 and I just like kind of let it just hit to 15 versus like biking through it. And by the time they get off the bike, they're at 17.
Right.
Because they're like, no, you don't do that in a competition. It'll be interesting to see like the first, second, and third round. Is there any drop off? Like I look at someone like Dallin on this. Will his fastest 15 be his last 15?
No.
How can you
that workout?
How can you do that?
It's
You know
not
what
that
I mean?
workout with only 3 rounds. Your fastest round has to be the first round. You just have to fucking pray to God you can hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be the first round, and then your next 2 are like a second slower.
Right. You have to ride the line so hard on this.
I think Pat crushes this.
Yeah, I think
I don't think Pat crushes Dallin or Jason.
Pat is a great pick on any burpee workout,
right?
usually,
But it's not a burpee workout.
But it is more
33 versus
it's
45.
more of a speed burpee workout too. I don't know. I think Pat is still like a top 5 on this. I think Dallin, Jason, Roman are what most people are gonna like bet on Heat 1.
I don't think Roman's
they're
is in
gonna
it
look
as Dallin and Jason.
I think of the 3, it's definitely Dallin.
I think it's Dallin and Jason most likely because I think they can hold a more consistent fast burpee pick cadence over Roman.
So you think it's, I just don't know that with 33 at their level, is there going to be much separation on the burpee?
Yeah, but they're both as good on the bike as Roman. They both beat him on the toe to bar sandbag carry workout in that semifinal. I think they're both better on the bike. Not better, but I think Jason's better than anyone on the bike. But I think Dallin's a close second.
Yeah, I mean, if it was bike erg, I would say Jason's kind of in a league of his own, but I don't know. But I think I think those guys are really close. And I still think people like Brent are really good. I think Carone is awesome at Echo Bike. I think Luke is awesome at Echo Bike.
Parker, fuck out of here. I'm better than him on the Echo Bike.
I mean, he did the 30 at semis and faster than anyone else.
Okay, and I beat him in the workout.
Okay, we're talking about Echo Bike.
Well, that wasn't an Echo Bike workout.
All right.
Just saying.
Okay. Taylor's right.
Moving forward.
Okay.
Luke
there hasn't been a Kill Taylor workout with an Echo Bike in it. So
that should tell you something.
Wow. Hey, you're fired, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, I think there's some
You
big
gotta add
guys
yourself.
too.
People can't hear you.
There's some really big guys
is adding
too.
myself to?
And
What does that do?
You
I'm
have
on
to-
this mic.
it'll be interesting.
true.
It'll be interesting to see how much it's going to be fitness that holds people back and not just if you're good at bike. Because if it was just like a straight 45 cows, 33 burpees, it's a completely different workout than getting back on the bike and off the bike.
Can you believe I fucking pay this guy to sit here and fucking shit on me? I pay this guy to sit here and fucking shit on me, dude.
All you guys asked for Bryson to be on the stream. This is
why
what
I'm
this
not
is
on the
this is what happened.
You piece of shit. Wow.
Yes, Seth. Seth, I'm talking to you guys right now for sure. Yeah, I try to be patient. I'm not.
Hey, hey,
This is Bryson Jr. Cut that shit out, Brandon.
He said, shut up and scribble, feet JR, Taylor. No, it's shut up and scribble, feet JR and Taylor. Yeah, Bryson's, hey, yes,
Dude,
Daddy.
the comments are going to love me because they hate you.
Oh. Magnus, hey, I'm the first most hated person in CrossFit Reddit right now. Holy shit. JR, you okay?
Hey, you know
We
what?
appreciate
We
it,
should
JR.
put Echo Bike and Kill Taylor this week. You kind of have to after that.
No, we're doing it in the garage. I'm doing it tomorrow at 11.
I thought you were doing it with the Sentinel crowd.
Yeah, they're going
Here in the garage at 11. I sent them all the address.
You know what we should do? Hey, that street that we're on is
She's just gonna be so
about
mad.
a 200. You should just do freaking hill sprints and do something at the top of
I
the
was
hill.
thinking your idea of only letting the people here do the Kill Taylor workout, no call-ins.
That'd be cool.
We're bringing the Sentinel people here anyway. It should only be them.
So line the neighborhood, everybody. We'll put our. Well, I don't know if we should put our
Don't,
address.
no,
out there.
only
don't.
Sentinel people. Only Sentinel
Yeah,
people.
stop that. Holy shit, bro.
All right, so let's talk about the females on this workout. Female side.
I would have picked Laura to win it, but she's not in the field.
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk about it in this way. Let's assume that those who have decided not to compete are not coming back to
Yeah.
competition.
I think Emma Tall's a great pick.
I think Emma Tall's a good pick. She had a good workout on the last workout too. Again, I think people like Alexis, like who are really good at machines, like they have to make a move here because they're not in a great spot right now. So looking at some of the athletes that maybe are a little bit lower on the leaderboard,
I think this could be a good workout for Raptus.
for sure. Yeah. She's just a grinder too. I mean, I don't know, man. I think the
Call the fucking manager. Who knows that?
Typically, there's a bigger discrepancy between the females who are awesome at machines and those that are
Yeah.
not. Usually on the male side, it's a little bit more balanced. Like you have
Especially
the guys
if
who
it's
you
not
know are
just a machine
awesome,
workout.
correct. But on the female side, it's like everyone knows if there's a machine in a workout, Laura is like the pick. Like she holds paces on machines faster than pretty much everybody else.
Yeah.
So, so that's what we got for event 5. And then tonight we go to Farrington. I hope everyone's coming out there to watch. This should be fun. It ends really late at night, but it's under the lights. Should feel a little bit better temperature wise outside. And they're doing the mile run. And after watching people have to race 50 fast deadlifts, that mile is not going to feel good for sure.
What do you, I mean, I feel like in the moment, they'll still be able to get 99% of their mile time
Man,
out
I
of
think
it,
so.
but
It's-
I think they'll pay the price afterwards.
Dude,
It'll hurt a lot more.
I
after.
initially was like, okay, Jose is my pick. Not after those 100 deadlifts,
we'll-
buddy. No way.
So obviously we'll get into this more after the next event. I don't want to get too far ahead. But since they're doing the scoring like open scoring, I still think we'll see some people throttle back on the run to win the carry. I know they're scored separately, but it's a combined score. And the tendency for most people is going to be, I have to run the fastest mile of my life. But who can recover in 7 minutes, 6 minutes, because they're going at the 12-minute mark? Who's going to be able to get it together? Because that workout, the second part, the second half, is a lot like this workout coming up. Seconds are going to be huge spreads. And if you dump on the first part and then you take a 30th, what was the point in getting a 5th? So I just wonder if some people are going to try to slow play the first part a little bit. But can you? Are they going to do 4 heats of 10, you think, for the mile? Or are they going to do like 2 heats of 20? I think 2 heats of 20 would be cool to watch, but I don't know as far as how big a track is.
Right.
Can you really get 20 people, or
I
should it
feel like
only be
that
10?
Yeah, probably has to only be 10. Thank you, Andrew. I'm gonna need that here and once this show's over.
Did you see that comment calling me an insecure sociopath?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to look up while you guys talk about comments. I'm going to look up what time this next event starts.
I
Make sure.
think anytime we've seen a 2-part workout at the games like this, anyone who tries to let up on one to do well on the other just ends up middle of the road or
unless it's
anyway.
unless it's a back-to-back 100 point.
Unless it's 100
Right.
like Oldest did.
I don't think it's 100 points.
It's not. It's not.
not.
We know the scoring. So the score,
Also, Tia Thesix, fuck you.
the scoring on it is the scoring on it is like open scoring. So if you take a second and a second, you get 4 points. And unless
And then
someone
that-
gets a first and a first, you're probably going to get second. Unless someone gets a third and a first, and obviously they get the tie break because they had a first place.
Right.
So it's open scoring. Think of it that way.
But
That's sweet.
are the rest of the workouts open scoring?
No, Boz described just this workout as being scored like an open. So
But
if you take a first and a 10th, you get 11 points. Where is 11 points on the leaderboard? That's how many points you get.
Oh,
If that makes sense.
that makes total sense.
But it's
Here's
basically a
clicking.
50-50 situation. Yeah.
I'm gonna smack you with my cock too.
Schedule.
Just wait till the camera's off.
All right, so heat 1 women start at 5:35. So in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes
40
from
minutes.
now. Let's go back to the leaderboard for the men. And let's take a look at spots 21 through 38.
It's really not that hard, Taylor. Oh, I'm that hard.
We'll look for surprises 21st through 40th.
Oh, slow. Brandon Luckett, not that surprised. He's
I was
washed up.
surprised what
Washed
he
up.
looked like on the floor, though.
John Young was right.
Honestly,
Young
like
is
if
fitter.
we're other than Jeff, who didn't take the floor in the last one, when you're going down and you're looking like
These are my biggest surprises.
I
Jack
think
Rosema, Sam.
Sam
Bailey.
and Austin are my two, and obviously Bailey because he had a top 10 last year at the
Mhm.
games, right? Yeah, and again, this is only through 2 events, and a lot can change. But even after these first 2, I was really surprised to see Sam where he's at, and then I'm really surprised to see Austin where he's at. So
Is it just me, or could I? Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
yeah, so like guys like Moritz, even like he's good on machines. He's really powerful. He's going to have to make a big move here. I think guys like Travis and Brandon. I mean, Brandon does a ton of nasty intervals on Echo Bike stuff all the time.
He'll crush that workout.
He will. I think so too.
I think Brent will crush the workout.
Yeah, this is one of those ones too. It'll be curious. Like even though the margins are so small, how much of an advantage is it being in heat 3 or 4? Because remember, they won't reseed. Like Pat is still going to be in heat 1 for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they won't reseed until tomorrow.
Do you think this one's so fast that it's not that big of a deal?
Right.
Yes.
I think this is probably
It's
the
not a
most
race.
ideal situation.
Yeah.
Is that you have to go fast.
I mean, if you
regardless.
even know where someone else is, you're not going fast enough.
Yeah.
But the mile, that's not a good one to be in first heat. I don't think.
I agree.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about that is because we didn't get 2 events yesterday, the dispersion of talent between the 4 heats is not
Right.
where you would
right,
think. So it's
right.
like the best runners may be
Oh
scattered
shit!
all
They
over.
reseeded the teams apparently.
Oh, maybe they're doing that for the individuals.
Maybe they will just because there wasn't 2 and 3 yesterday.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what? I bet they've got the bikes placed under Zeus, or they probably have a progression down the field.
No,
It's probably
they've got 3 bikes per lane.
3 bikes and then 3 ballistic lines.
No, I think they have a bike, a block, a bike, a block, a
Right.
bike, a
Oh,
block.
but I thought the blocks were in one line all the way down the floor.
That would make sense and
Look cool.
make it somewhat cool.
You get what I'm saying?
Maybe I haven't
Interconnected.
seen the floor. If anyone's there and can take a picture of the floor, send it because it's probably set up for the teams just like it's going to be for the individuals.
I'll go back to leaderboard.
Yeah, and then we can go to the women. And
T-Bird. Why T-Bird? Why can't anyone just be okay with what each person is choosing? Jeez, T-Bird, you're clearly not an American because we don't do things like that here. The logic, the sanity, that's refreshing. Yes, I'm going to do a better job of that. Teams are going, they show the floor. Why don't you pull that up?
Okay.
Shut out Paper Street.
Yeah, check out
Shut
this
up, Paper
fucking
Street.
sick head tat. I feel like that guy from Sons of Anarchy, the one who didn't he get like fucking porked in the butt or something? What was his
Jeez,
name?
dude.
It's a show. I'm just saying.
He got his fudge packed.
Oh
yeah, it is in lines. This is sweet.
Let me see.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, other than the fact that it's not a fucking barricade and you can't hide behind it. Don't call it a barricade.
Don't call it a barricade, but yeah.
Jeez.
But isn't a barricade just something that's in the way of something else, or something that's like?
No, a fucking barricade
like-
is something you can't get over.
Yeah,
but
maybe,
no,
but
by
you
definition,
can get over that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
That looks
Bike
pretty
barricade,
sick.
bike barricade, bike.
That looks pretty sick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I would have liked it better, JR, if they stacked them too high and you couldn't hit them.
Like you have to do a box clear.
Yeah, but it's still not like a box clear. It's like a burpee bench. It's like a burpee over the bench.
Yeah, because it's super narrow.
Right.
That'd be cool.
I think that would have been cooler, but maybe they just don't have enough.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them.
But also too, right? We got the step ups, but maybe we get some kind of box jump over later in the competition.
like I think this can be really cool with this setup because you're also going to see they're far enough away that you're going to see
Yeah, the
people like
progression.
sprinting.
It's a race too. It's going to be fun to watch because it is mindless and it's easy to watch.
This layout gets me pretty pumped up for it.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Females, and then we'll head over.
that's
head back
right.
over.
It would be a barricade for Sevon. He'd have to fucking like climb over that thing, put his hands on the top, pull himself up, like step one foot up, then he'd get over. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Juicy got stabbed. He didn't get sodomized. You're right.
Okay, so a lot of the usual suspects, like in the top 10, and then when we get beyond 20th, you still got Alex in 22nd, but she bounced back with a top 10. We talked about Danielle a little bit earlier. We talked about Emma a little bit earlier.
Danny Spiegel, not that surprised. I'm surprised by an 18th on event 4. That's good for her. Andrea Pinheiro looks like she's all show and no go. Wow. A little bit surprised by Kyra. Not surprised by Victoria Campos.
Yeah, and I'll just say too, like someone like Elisa Fuliano, someone like Kyra, we know that they're skilled. We know they're good at high volume gymnastics. Like not getting to do the ring muscle up workout really hurts people like them for sure.
Yeah, which is, part of it. And it sucks. Like even when they had to change the alpaca that one year, it skews farther down the leaderboard. But if you don't have holes and you're going to be in the top 5 anyway, you're probably
Sure.
where.
Hey, you know who's going to really suffer on this workout?
Go
The
ahead.
men's field? Hatfield.
We'll see. We'll see if his
Barricades
we'll-
first off
yeah.
to be way too tall for him.
See if his
Second
that's
off-
going to be irrelevant. But let's see if his burpee pace can
No, it's not.
make up for
It's
some of the
not.
bike.
It's not going to be able to.
Go back into the top 20. Let's look for surprises there, like in the top 20. Gemma Rader. I mean, that's cool to see someone from Africa in the top 20. I know it's early.
Don't say the next one. I think you're going to say. Don't appease him. Don't appease
I don't know
him.
who you're. I was going to say Claudia Gluck.
Okay, cool.
Really like
Well,
that was impressive to me on that workout for sure. Linda Kiesman, I know she's not someone that are really household names. A lot of people have been talking about Amy Kringle. She looked amazing on that last workout.
I will say I was very impressed with Claudia Gluck being able to bent over row 155. That was crazy.
Right, her deadlifts were ass, JR, if you would have seen them. I do want to pull
What
this up.
like just rounding?
Yes,
No, like bent over row. Like she start going to the ground.
boom.
Oh, you're talking about bouncing. I gotcha.
Neurotic Taylor self. Put a cowboy hat on Taylor and watch him turn into Yosemite Sam. Actually, I would turn into Heath Ledger and Brokeback Mountain. That's more my
I played
speed.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean,
say her name.
Maddie-
Say her name.
What-
Patrick says.
What is
We're not going to say her name.
what is
Patrick, the more you ask, the less I'm
what
gonna
is
do
he
it.
what is he talking
I'm
about?
not going to tell you because I don't want to say it because he's asking for it.
But yeah, I mean, we look at who has 2 top 10s. There's top 4, all have 2 top 10s. Obviously, it's only 2 workouts in.
This is crazy. The barricade is low due to the demo team average height. And
right.
the name we're not saying is Sahar Kai.
Hey,
Yes, that's impressive that she's in 13th.
We got to head back to this.
Sahar Kai in 13th is very
Oh yeah,
impressive.
super impressive. Yeah, she looked great on that workout.
All right.
All right,
Cool.
thanks guys. We're
All
gonna
right.
get on again after the next.
Post show,
event.
we'll probably have Sevi on. Trish wants to see me on speed. No, you don't. I've been to prison. You don't want to see that side of me either.
Wow, you're so edgy, dude.
So quirky.
All right, guys. We'll see you after the next one.
Deuces.